welcome to another episode of EMA Cloud Rants from Las Vegas. It's Amazon reInvent time, and our colleague Konstantin saw the keynote, talked to a lot of experts today, and has some opinion on what is the most notable, at least for the moment, and what's hot and what's not at Amazon.
Yeah, so we have seen a lot of new announcements today at the keynote. So very much different things, to be honest. So one of the big things was definitely the area of artificial intelligence. So Amazon is trying to gain more and more ground, especially getting out new managed services. For instance, like the new recognition service, which allows you to do basically picture recognition. For instance, you would get the emotions of people who are depicted in pictures, but also like getting the gender of the ones who are depicted, seeing things like, is he in front of a forest or different backgrounds. So this is one part, but there's like two other services as well. Like one of it is maybe already known from Alexa. Alexa is this voice.
The digital assistant for your home, right? It listens to everything you say and calls you an Uber or pizza.
Which is already pretty much hyped, but what they did now is take out like the technical product which is underlying Alexa and making it in a separate service. So
basically I have a software and I just call the Alexa API from my software and I use the intelligence that Alexa has. So I can build my own Torsten whatever tool and I say, hey Torsten tool, order me bottle of sangria, and it will do that for me using the Amazon intelligence through the API.
For instance, or just imagine you want to order a pizza, like it would ask you again like what kind of pizza, what size you want to order. So depending on what you say, it would sort of enrich it with semantics and trying to get more details and maybe use it to trigger some e-commerce action. So it should be pretty extensible, yes.
And I can also know my mood, right? From the sound of my voice. So do I want a sad pizza or a happy pizza? Am I in the mood of eating something really fat or something vegetarian?
Yeah, right. I guess like this still has to be a little bit developed first. So maybe at some point in time it's also possible to have some sort of a psychologist here in a virtual form. But
what I would save us a lot of money.
Yeah, but would be a great business idea, so would be into this idea as well. So,
what about Internet of Things?
Yeah, so Internet of Things has been announced already, like in the last reInvent with the IoT service, but they made some significant improvements on it. So what they're trying to do now is to bring more computing abilities to the actual things. Like before, the idea was always like you would just collect data from devices, and the device is pretty much stupid. It doesn't have a lot of computing capabilities. Now they're trying to add computing capabilities by running Lambda functions on the device. So the idea is the device which collects the data doesn't need to contact like the platforms that often, like because of latency issues, and make like sort of local decisions. Based
what kind of a runtime does the device need for that?
Well, they weren't too specific. They were saying like it's Lambda functions. So Lambda usually runs on Docker. So but still something we need to evaluate. So the product name of it is, I believe, Greenfield. So it's
interesting.
It's a service name. So it's definitely I would say maybe not a big game changer, but could be interesting for many IoT applications.
And they didn't share anything about how much performance that thing needs and what kind of devices I can put it on?
Well, they didn't go too much into detail, but what I believe is, unfortunately, devices nowadays don't have computing power, obviously, because so far they didn't need it. So because you just aggregated the data, doing analytics in the cloud. So this will definitely lead to investments in your things. So,
interesting. So I need to buy new things.
Yeah, basically, you would need to. Yeah.
And finally, wasn't there an unexpected visitor on the stage you wouldn't have seen a year ago or two?
Yeah, true. So there's this competition usually going on between VMware and AWS. So VMware, as you all know, is the market leader in the private cloud, but seems to be that they are making they're approaching each other, and which has been announced a couple of weeks ago already. But went so far that Pat Gelsinger,
Pat was there.
Yeah, he was here discussing together with Andy Jassy about the potential of running VMware workloads in the AWS cloud.
It's not like hell freezing over, but it's at least quite a surprise. Huh? You wouldn't have thought that maybe 1 or 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a big potential once the workloads are on the Amazon cloud, they're not going anywhere, right? They may go to AWS. So
yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to workloads, like one of the other announcements was there's a couple of new instance types in Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, they have additional sizes for the T2 instances, which is like low-level general purpose instances, but also new generations of the, I believe, R4 instance type has been released. Let me double check. Yeah, R4. But also, what I've also found pretty interesting is the idea to allow now instances to add additional GPU.
So modular building blocks.
Yeah. So they called it I believe elastic GPUs. So which basically just means you're having an existing instance, could be an M3 standard, M4 instance, and you would now be able to plug in additional GPUs on demand and make some calculations and based on it.
Yeah, and everything as a service, right? I mean, even yesterday we heard from Clear Sky about block storage as a service. I mean, that's the thing. Everything granular, everything in real time. You spin it when you need it, and it's a service.
And have you seen the exhibition? It was huge. So many partners. I was at 2 other conferences, major ones, or a couple of them this year, but this was huge.
Yeah, VMworld is blown away by reInvent, right?
Probably.
It's quite amazing. 10,000 people more, roughly.
Yeah, in total, Andy Jassy was telling something about 32,000 people in total.
10,000 people more?
I think it's a record, probably.
It's definitely
it's
a record.
How big is it going to be next year?
If you take into account that it started 5 years ago, first reInvent conference.
Yeah, VMware took a longer time to get to that size, right? And I think it's all about leaking workloads from your data center to Amazon. Amazon absorbs them all, and whenever anybody else makes a mistake, the workload goes to Amazon, or maybe to Azure.
Yeah, well, we are going to see maybe some additional price battle between Azure and Amazon. So Amazon just recently decreased some prices, but still, it's going to be exciting what you are going to see.
Very interesting. Yeah. Thanks, guys. This was another episode of EMA Cloud Rants, and we'll talk again to you soon. Thank you for watching.